How's it going today, YouTube, and welcome back to Shainer's Mechanic Life. Got a small engine and it won't start. In this video I'm going to show you some tips and things to check to find out why it's not running for you. Anyway, let's jump into it and here we go. So in this video I'm going to show you some basic checks to find out which part of the combustion process you're missing. A lot of the things I'm going to cover in this video are the same, whether you got a chainsaw, lawnmower, weed whacker, motorcycle, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, whatever. It just breaks down to basics and simple things that will basically cause it not to run. So first things first. You gotta clean it off before you go opening anything. If you're opening up the engine, you don't want any sawdust or dirt or anything to get into it. So blow it off good, clean it up, and then you can start your checks. Next, take a look in the manual. If you don't have one, get on the internet, look it up, I'm sure you can find it, and look up the starting instructions. A lot of these small engines have some pretty specific instructions on order of operations to get them started. And if you don't follow it right, you're going to have a heck of a time getting it running, if at all. Next, you want to make sure you have clean, fresh gas in it. And if you have a 2-stroke engine, make sure you've got the 2-stroke oil mixed the way it says in the manual. What I find handy is a lot of the small engines, they come with these little bottles of 2-stroke oil. And on it, it says it makes 1 gallon at 50 to 1, 40 to 1, whatever it says on the bottle. I usually keep these. So when I go to make a gallon of gas for these, just fill it up to the line, pour it in, and you know it's mixed right the first time. Now when you have a no start on your hands, you want to find out what you're missing that's causing it not to run. Now if you just break it down into a few simple checks, usually it's pretty quick to find out what you're missing. I'm going to show you what to look for. Here we go. Now you need spark to get these engines to run. That's pretty basic to check. Once you can get at your spark plug, which is right here, I'll show you how to check for spark. So once you get at the spark plug, just pull the rubber boot off, get it off to the side, find the socket that fits the plug right. Some of them actually come with the tool. And you take the plug out, and we're going to take a look at it. Now taking spark plugs out is basic righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Loosen the plug, pull it out, and you want to take a look at it. Now if you're chasing a no start, when you first pull your plug out, if you've already tried starting it, you can also do a fuel check. If you take this plug out and it's wet, then you know you're getting fuel. What you also want to look for is a spark plug gap. You want to make sure these two, this gap, both edges are nice and square, and you're not piled up with carbon and stuff to block the gap. And also, if it's running good, it should be dry, kind of batan colored. But if you got a 2-stroke engine like this, it might be a little on the black side. And you also want to check to make sure this gap is a measurement it says in the owner's manual. Easy tool to check that. It's these little spark plug gappers. Pretty basic to use. I'll actually put a link to something like this in the description. Put that in the gap, and you just move it along until you feel restriction, and it'll tell you your gap. This is about 20 thou. Now according to the owner's manual, the spark plug gap is right on. So next we're going to actually see if spark's happening. So what you want to do, put it in the spark plug wire, position in a way where you can see the gap, and make sure that bottom electrode is touching the cylinder head. So once you got your spark plug in the boot and have the bottom electrode placed up against the cylinder head where it can make a good ground, you can go ahead and pull the cord and take a look at the spark. Should be nice, crisp, bright, and strong. This one looks pretty good. So now that I know we got spark, you can go ahead and put the spark plug back in. And if you saw the spark plug was dry, at this point I would crank it over a few times, pull the spark plug back out, and see if the plug itself is wet. If it's still dry, then you know you're not getting fuel. If it's wet, you know you're getting fuel. Now next, you want to make sure it's getting air. Find the air filter and take it off and take a look at it. If it's dirty and plugged up like this, it's not going to be getting very much air, and chances are it's not going to run. So clean the air filter, or even order a new one and put it in, and then start again. Now if you haven't found the problem yet, you want to make sure you actually have compression, that the engine is not completely wore out or has, mechanical breakage inside. Easy way of telling if you have compression, I won't tell you exactly how much, is when you pull the cord. If you feel it, kind of stepping like that, you know you have compression. I'll pull the spark plug out, that way you won't have compression and you can see the difference. Okay, as you can see, I've got the spark plug out. Now if you turn it over, see how easily it goes? You don't feel that stepping action as it hits the compression stroke. Now while you have stuff apart, take a look at the linkage. Make sure everything's tight. Looks like it's supposed to be where it's supposed to be. Except here. Looks like this lever's popped up. And that's underneath. I'll show you the way it's supposed to be. This shaft is supposed to be in there, and this spring is supposed to be up top. That way it returns back. This may have been our problem. So whenever you're troubleshooting something like this, anytime you think you found the problem, or you fix something, or replace a part, I want to put it back together, see if it starts and runs. So once you get it back together, just follow the instructions and see if it runs. So next time I get a chainsaw, lawnmower, or weed eater that actually has a fuel problem or a spark problem, I'll definitely do a video on those, show you guys how to troubleshoot those systems. Definitely goes to show you that, just because something's not running right doesn't mean, you got to order a whole bunch of parts or spend a whole bunch of money on it. Sometimes just doing some basic checks like this, put some clean, fresh fuel in it, proper 2-stroke mix, clean the air filter, make sure the plug's clean, and the thing started right up. Just want to end this video by thanking one of my new subscribers, Milton Canes. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate all my subscribers. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Hit that like button and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when I get new videos coming out. Anyway, have a good night everybody, and thanks for watching.